Hello, dear audience. This is Shehryar Zeeshan from Twilight and today I am going to present a presentation about nutrition and digestion. We are going to explore what are nutrients, how we can be involved and promote and engage ourselves in a well balanced and healthy diet. What is digestion and absorption, and the relation of digestion and absorption to the human digestive system. We are going to elaborate our teeth and explain our teeth. We are going to discover what are enzymes and how do they act in our you can say digestion of various substrates. Dear audience, we are also going to dive into the world of digestion and the proper intake of nutrients, types of nutrients, micro and macro. We are going to investigate. So basically, in this video, you are going to learn a lot. So buckle up and let's get started. A nutrient is a substance used by an organism to survive, grow, and reproduce. The requirement for dietary nutrient intake applies to animals, plants, fungi, and any other living organism that is obviously alive. Not all nutrients provide energy but are necessary for some form or the other. They are the main source of energy for the body. They help in the building and repairing of the body tissues. They increase the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins. They provide proper structure to blood vessels, bones, and ligaments. They also help in maintaining the body temperature, and some nutrients can be metabolically converted into smaller molecules in the process of releasing energy, such as carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, leading to products of water and carbon dioxide. All organisms require water. Essential nutrients for animals are the energy sources. Some of the amino acids that are combined to create proteins, a subset of fatty acids, vitamins, and certain minerals. Plants also require more diverse minerals absorbed through roots, and carbon dioxide and oxygen absorbed through leaves. As you know, dear audience, in our previous xylem vessels video, we discussed the nutrients for plants that they intake through roots. In this video, we are going to explore the nutrients that an organism intakes to survive. You can say there are several types of nutrients. Firstly, there are two categories, as I told you earlier, macro and micronutrients. These nutrients cannot be synthesized by the body and have to be taken externally through food. This means that your body cannot produce these nutrients biologically. They have to be taken externally as food and for good health. Now, my dear friends, we come to the topic of balanced diet. And by the way, stick around and stay tuned for burning questions about nutrients and digestion. At the end, I'll share the burning question and the answers to them, and we will explore what is alimentary canal as well. So stick around. So a balanced diet basically has all the essential nutrients. It is an adequate quantity of the mix and match of the various nutrients that we require in a everyday lifestyle. A balanced diet includes 6 main nutrients that are fats, protein, carbohydrates, fiber, vitamins, and minerals. Even water is considered a nutrient sometimes, so we'll include that in the list too. We will explore each of the nutrients in detail in the coming slides. foremost nutrient, which is protein. Protein is having its moment, not just for workout community, but for all of the hype is for a good reason, because protein is essential. Protein provides the building blocks of the body, and not just for muscle. Every cell, from bone to skin to hair, contains protein. A startling 16% of average person's body weight is from protein. Protein is used primarily for growth, health, and body maintenance. All of your hormones, antibodies, and other important substances are composed of protein. Protein is not just used to fuel your body unless it is necessary. Protein are made up of different amino acids. While body can create some amino acids on its own, there are many essential amino acids that only come from the food we eat. You need a variety of amino acids for your body to function properly. The good news is that you don't need to eat all of the amino acids at once. Your body can create and complete proteins from the foods you eat throughout the day. The healthy sources of proteins are meat, fish, eggs, and these are essential sources of amino acids. You can also get protein from plant like beans, soy, nuts, and some grains. Basically, now we are venturing out into the two types of protein. One is the protein we get from the meat, which is animal protein, that is called complete protein, and the other we get from plants, it is called incomplete protein. Exactly how much protein you need daily depends on a variety of factors, including how active you are, your age, and various other factors about your personality and about your human status. And according to Mayo Clinic, foreign clinic, protein is really essential, and they have conducted various studies about protein, that like the ratio of protein eaten and the weight gain is not directly proportional. So protein is really beneficial for your muscle building blocks of your cells are proteins. So proteins are really necessary. We venture out into our next nutrient, which is carbohydrates. So dear audience, we have ventured from protein to carbohydrates. Basically, we learned that protein is used for making new cells. Protein is very important and responsible for conducting a various series of. Now we come to carbohydrate. Carbohydrate is used to provide energy. Starch and sugar are two kinds of carbohydrate. Starch is basically the longer molecule that is bonded together, and sugar is basically you can say glucose, fructose, and sucrose, and it is you can say divided and broken down. You can extract sugar from starch by breaking down, which is the function of enzyme, and I'll come to that later on. Dear audience, I need to tell you one thing over here, that after we have finished all you can say 5 to 6 nutrients, we will go and look at the pyramid, like how much quantity you should eat from each nutrient. So I was talking about carbohydrates. According to Mayo Clinic, carbohydrates are necessary for a healthy body. Carbs fuel your body, especially your central nervous system, the brain, and some of the peripheral nervous system, and protect against diseases. Basically, carbohydrates provide the energy to do everyday and daily tasks. Carbohydrates should make up 45 to 65% of your total daily calories. Healthy sources of carbohydrates basically come from white bread, pasta. Keep in mind that you have to eat whole grain products of carbohydrates, which will make you more healthier. Beans and fiber rich vegetables, fruits, instead of grains and products with added sugar. So sugar is to be avoided, and it is basically called white poison. Sugar is called white poison because that if you eat excess sugar, your liver would not be able to process that sugar. Basically, pancreas and liver are two accessory organs that are excluded from the alimentary canal, which work together to, you can say, regulate the level of sugar, and they convert sugar to fats, and fats is the stored form of energy. We will be discussing in the next slide. The fats, excess amount of fats can cause a lot of problems, like a lot of health issues. Basically, you have to keep in mind that some carbs are healthier than others. Opt for whole grains, beans, and fiber-rich vegetables and protein. Even though every food, you can say, have some amount, various amounts of each nutrient, carbohydrates are essential to your body. Basically, what we can extract from all this, that we have to eat carbohydrates as our body demands. Bread, pasta, rice contain a lot of starch and some of protein, so you can relate between the two nutrients also. Moving on to our next nutrient, the fats. So dear audience, now we come to the topic of fats. In nutrition, biology and chemistry, fat usually means any ester of fatty acids or a mixture of such compounds, most commonly those that occur in living beings or in our foods. There are many specifications for fats. Fat molecules do not have the same degree of distortion and are packed very closely. Now, there are many types of fats as well. For example, monounsaturated fats are healthy fats and are found in avocados, nuts, peanuts, olives, and even in olive oil. They play an important role in protecting our heart and are also involved in supporting insulin sensitivity, fat storage, weight loss, and healthy energy levels. Trans fats. They are unsaturated fats that have been processed, and as a result they behave like saturated fats. Eating trans fats increases the level of bad cholesterol in your body and decreases the levels of good cholesterol in your body, which is a major risk factor for heart disease. Basically, dear audience, if a fat has each carbon atom bonded to two hydrogen atoms, it is considered a saturated fat because each carbon molecule is saturated with hydrogen. Fats can be very tricky, dear audience. Sometimes they can be very helpful, and sometimes they can be very, you can say, problem causing and leading to problems. For example, obesity, which can be really dangerous to your body. So eat fats wisely. Dear audience, now we begin with our micronutrients. In this slide, I am including every micronutrient, which are vitamin, minerals, roughage, water. These all are micronutrients, although water is sometimes considered as a macronutrient too, because 50 to 75% of your body is composed of water and it needs constant replenishment. We are going to start with vitamins. So basically, vitamins are vital for warding off diseases and staying healthy. Body needs these micronutrients to support its functions. There are 13 vitamins that body needs to function properly, including vitamin A, C, B6, D, B12, and these are just to name a few. Basically, each vitamin plays an important role in the body, and not getting enough of them can cause health problems and deficiencies as well. For example, vitamin C can, if you have a deficiency of vitamin C, it can cause you scurvy, and vitamin D can cause you rickets. And if we move on to minerals, if you have a deficiency of iron, your blood cannot carry enough oxygen, and thus you feel very tired. That is, you are anemic when you don't have enough minerals of iron in you. And calcium can cause the bones to become weak. Some vitamins are also antioxidants. Vitamins like vitamin C boost your immune system and help the body to heal, basically. Healthy sources of vitamins are a well balanced diet full of fruits and vegetables, and have common and healthy functioning digestive tract. And you don't need to take vitamin supplements, although in some cases it is recommended to take vitamin supplements for bones and vitamins and minerals that your body is lacking in. Much like vitamins, minerals help support the body. They are essential for many functions, including building strong bones, teeth, regulating your metabolism, staying properly hydrated, and some of your common minerals are calcium, iron, and zinc. In addition to strengthening your bones, calcium helps with nerve signal transmission, maintaining healthy blood pressure, and muscle contraction and relaxation. Iron supports your red blood cells and hormone creation, while zinc boosts your immune system and wound healing. So these are basically the advantages of those vitamins. The functions that they do, you can say, boost up your body, and vitamin are, you can say, helper. For example, let's take an example that you and your friend are crossing the road. You help your friend to look and see around the road. If there are some cars, you stop him. So basically, you are a vitamin in this case. You help the cell to guide it and to do its proper function. What we can take away from all this is that you should eat a varied variety of diet and food that is full of vegetables, fruits, and healthy proteins, fats, and whole grain is the best way to get enough of the 6 essential nutrients. Like, you have to fulfill every category. Each category has its own importance. The beneficial chemicals in colorful plants that prevent diseases are the nutrients and minerals they take from the ground. So there is a difference between plants and obviously animals, but the main takeaway is quite similar. Nutrients are vital for your body to function and stay normal and healthy. You can see pyramid on, and basically you can see the quantities that the pyramid is suggesting. For example, you take the least amount of fats, then proteins are required, and half of your plate should be full of vitamins and minerals. Then you take the most amount of carbohydrates, which is instant energy and can be consumed by body in various daily life tasks. Let's talk about digestion.
Across the whole planet, humans eat on average between 1 and 2.7 kilograms of food a day. That's over 365 kilograms a year per person, and more than 28,800 kilograms over the course of a lifetime. And every last scrap makes its way through the digestive system. Comprised of 10 organs, covering 9 meters, and containing over 20 specialized cell types, this is one of the most diverse and complicated systems in the human body. Its parts continuously work in unison to fulfill a singular task: transforming the raw materials of your food into the nutrients and energy that keep you alive. Spanning the entire length of your torso, the digestive system has 4 main components. First, there's the gastrointestinal tract, a twisting channel that transports your food and has an internal surface area of between 30 and 40 square meters, enough to cover half a badminton court. Second, there's the pancreas, gallbladder, and liver, a trio of organs that break down food using an array of special juices. Third, the body's enzymes, hormones, nerves, and blood all work together to break down food, modulate the digestive process, and deliver its final products. Finally, there's the mesentery, a large stretch of tissue that supports and positions all your digestive organs in the abdomen, enabling them to do their jobs. The digestive process begins before food even hits your tongue. Anticipating a tasty morsel, glands in your mouth start to pump out saliva. We produce about 1.5 liters of this liquid each day. Once inside your mouth, chewing combines with the sloshing saliva to turn food into a moist lump called the bolus. Enzymes present in the saliva break down any starch. Then your food finds itself at the rim of a 25 centimeter long tube called the esophagus, down which it must plunge to reach the stomach. Nerves in the surrounding esophageal tissue sense the bolus's presence and trigger peristalsis, a series of defined muscular contractions. That propels the food into the stomach, where it's left at the mercy of the muscular stomach walls, which pound the bolus, breaking it into chunks. Hormones secreted by cells in the lining trigger the release of acids and enzyme-rich juices from the stomach wall that start to dissolve the food and break down its proteins. These hormones also alert the pancreas, liver, and gallbladder to produce digestive juices and transfer bile, a yellowish-green liquid that digests fat, in preparation for the next stage. After 3 hours inside the stomach, the once shapely bolus is now a frothy liquid called chyme, and it's ready to move into the small intestine. The liver sends bile to the gallbladder, which secretes it into the first portion of the small intestine, called the duodenum. Here, it dissolves the fats floating in the slurry of chyme so they can be easily digested by the pancreatic and intestinal juices that have leached onto the scene. These enzyme-rich juices break the fat molecules down into fatty acids and glycerol for easier absorption into the body. The enzymes also carry out the final deconstruction of proteins into amino acids and carbohydrates into glucose. This happens in the small intestine's lower regions, the jejunum and ileum, which are coated in millions of tiny projections called villi. These create a huge surface area to maximize molecule absorption and transference into the bloodstream. The blood takes them on the final leg of their journey to feed the body's organs and tissues. But it's not over quite yet. Leftover fiber, water, and dead cells sloughed off during digestion make it into the large intestine, also known as the colon. The body drains out most of the remaining fluid through the intestinal wall. What's left is a soft mass called stool. The colon squeezes this byproduct into a pouch called the rectum, where nerves sense it expanding and tell the body when it's time to expel the waste. The byproducts of digestion exit through the anus, and the food's long journey, typically lasting between 30 and 40 hours, is finally complete.
Now we come to water, which is very essential. You can go weeks without food, but you can't last more than a few days without water. Water is absolutely crucial for every system in your body. It is also the main thing that you are made up of. About 62%, as I mentioned earlier, of your body weight is water. Water improves brain functioning, mood, and acts as a shock absorber and even a lubricant in your body. It flushes out toxins, carries nutrients to cells, hydrates the body, and prevents constipation. Dear audience, now we come to the topic of healthy teeth. Achieving healthy teeth takes a lifetime of care. It is very important to take proper preventive measures and to take care of our teeth every day. It involves the right oral care products as well as being mindful of your daily habits. Brushing your teeth twice daily with a fluoride toothpaste can have a great impact on your teeth. Visit your doctor and avoid drinking colas because it can promote tooth decay by the bacteria present in your mouth. Eat a balanced diet full of fruits, vegetables, as well as carbohydrates, which are starchy foods. As I explained earlier, use whole grain versions of carbohydrates. Use protein and focus on dairy products. And ideally, those are lower fat ones. Keep your teeth healthy to smile and to enjoy those selfies. In this slide, we are going to cover what are teeth. Teeth are small, hard, whitish structures found in mouths for mechanically breaking down items of food by cutting or crushing them. They are the most distinctive features of a mammal. They consist of three main parts, which are crown, neck, and the root. Now, our teeth consist of various parts. It consists of enamel, dentine, pulp cavity, including the blood vessels and the nerve. It includes the jawbone too, and there are many other parts other than those two. Now, here are some of the components and functions. Dear audience, now we come to the type of teeth. There are four types of teeth: incisors, canines, premolars, and molars. Dear audience, incisors have a flat crown, they have a single root, and they help in cutting and biting. Canines have pointed crowns. They have also single roots and they help in holding and tearing. Premolars have two ridges in crown, one or two roots. They help in grinding and chewing. Molars have two or three ridges in their crown, two or three roots. Now, if you fancy a good time read, here are the position, description, and functions of teeth. Dear audience, now we have some tooth facts. Teeth are the hardest substance in human body. Tooth decay is the second most common disease in the US after common cold. If you don't have floss, you will miss cleaning 35% of the tooth surface. 4 million children alone in the US are affected by cavities. That's greater than Los Angeles population. An average person spends 38.5 days brushing their teeth over their lifetime. How interesting! Here are 9 well-researched tips to keep your teeth healthy. And here are the best food for your teeth. Dear audience, now on your screen you can see information and description about the digestive system. Dear audience, now we'll explore digestive enzymes. We'll learn about the role of enzymes and the organ involved. We'll learn about the associative organs and their name of secretions. We'll learn what the enzymes are and how they affect the body. We'll learn how the enzymes work and what they do, how they do it, basically what they convert, and various types of enzymes we will explore. Enzymes about protein and fats, carbohydrates, all the micro and macronutrients, digestion will be explained. So dear audience, let's start learning about enzymes.
Enzymes. Human body is a product of different chemical reactions and processes. But what controls these reactions? In 1833, a French chemist, Anselme Pien, was the first to discover the vital force that drove these reactions and named it enzyme. Enzymes are substances, proteins, or in some cases, ribonucleic acid, RNA, that speed up a biochemical reaction by modifying specific substances called substrates. Enzymes are supremely selective in who they bind to and modify, hence their specificity. Mode of action. Easier said, but how does a tiny enzyme speed up a chemical reaction? The answer to this is simple. Enzymes perform this critical task by lowering a reaction's activation energy, that is, the amount of energy needed for the reaction to begin. Enzymes bind to their substrates, hold them in such that chemical bond breaking and bond forming processes take place more easily. Enzymes have a specific place in them called active site, where the substrate binds and real-time action takes place. Active site has a specific size, shape, and chemical behavior rendered to it by specific arrangement of amino acids. Thanks to these amino acids, an enzyme's active site is unique only to a particular
Models
substrate.
of
Enzyme action. Lock and key hypothesis. This is the simplest model to represent how an enzyme works. The substrate simply fits into the active site to form a reaction intermediate. Just like the key fits in its specific lock, the shape isn't changed here. Rather, the structure of the substrate absolutely complements the structure of the enzyme, like puzzle pieces. Environmental effects on enzyme function. Active sites are very sensitive. They sense even the slightest change in the environment and respond accordingly. Some of the factors that affect the active site and consequently enzyme function include temperature. The suitable temperature for enzymes to function properly is 37 degrees Celsius. Increasing or decreasing the temperature above 37 degrees Celsius affects chemical bonds in the active site, making them less suited to bind substrates. Higher temperatures denature enzymes. pH. Amino acids present in the active site are acidic or basic. Fluctuation in pH can affect these amino acids, making it hard for substrates to bind. Extreme pH values can denature enzymes. Enzyme concentration. Increasing enzyme concentration will increase the rate of reaction, as more enzymes will be available to bind with the substrates. However, after a certain concentration, any increase will have no effect on the rate of reaction. Substrate concentration. Increasing substrate concentration increases the rate of reaction. This is because more substrate molecules will be colliding with enzyme molecules, so more product will be formed. But again, this effect is valid up to a certain concentration.
Here we are investigating various energy requirements for various people. For example, baby needs 4600 and 8-year-old girl needs 8800, and respectively. You can read the other energy requirements. Now, energy requirements are different because there are various factors that affect the energy requirements. For example, age, height, BMI, nature of job, gender, weather conditions, and even health conditions affect them. So, dear audience, as you all know, you learned a lot in this video. So keep following Twilight Zone and keep watching my videos. Thank you so much for all your support. I am truly grateful.
Thank you once again for watching another video of the Twilight Zone. Like my videos, subscribe to my channel, and share my videos, and keep watching, keep following. Thank you.